Alright, well, hey everybody. This is another episode of Profile. I'm your host, Tyrell L. Today we have a special program planned. We sit down with the LC hip hop team to find out what it means to have some hip in your hop, and a special guest interview about pageant people and scholarships. So stay tuned. This is Profile.
Welcome back to Profile. I'm Elizabeth Kramer, and today's special guest is Molly Sullivan. She's Miss Sparta as part of the Miss America organization. Welcome, Molly.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thanks for being here today. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you from Sparta originally?
Yes, I am. I was born and raised. I've lived there my whole life, and I just recently moved to Crosse.
Does that mean you're a student somewhere in town?
Yep. I'm a sophomore at Viterbo University.
And then, what's your major?
Nursing.
What made you decide on that major?
I've always just been that type of person who needs to care for everyone. I'm like the nurturing type, I suppose. And so that's kind of what got it started. I've actually known that I wanted to be a nurse since I was in middle school pretty much, and I've just kind of stuck with it. Yeah, so it's been interesting.
And then you represent Sparta as Miss Sparta 2012. How did you get involved with the Miss Sparta organization?
I actually, we had a family friend who is the current director now of Miss Sparta, and she was Miss Sparta 2006 at the time, and she came and talked to me one day, and she's like, you should really try it. You should really just run for Miss Sparta as soon as you can. And so this is my third year that I ran, and so third year was the charm for me. But yeah, I got started through family and friends.
So pageants haven't really been a part of your life for a very long time. I know a lot of people kind of have the assumption that a lot of young ladies involved in pageants and scholarship programs have been involved with them since they were very little, but that's not always the truth, and that wasn't the truth for you either.
Right, yep. The first time I was ever in a pageant was when I was 17. So.
All right.
Yeah.
And then, when were you crowned Miss Sparta? Was that a part of a local festival, or was that just a one-day event?
Yep, I was crowned Miss Sparta the first weekend in June, and our annual Butterfest is every June the second weekend. So the pageant is always 1 week before, and yeah, they always have a queen, and they actually have 2 attendants for Butterfest each year. So,
all right. No, so I hear there is a kind of a unique story behind how you were crowned Miss Sparta. It was a part of the Miss America organization in the past, but in the last couple of years it really hasn't been. But now, what was the unique part of your pageant where they had a special announcement?
Yeah, we were all waiting, all 5 contestants were waiting on stage to be crowned. They had said all their thank yous, they had done everything. It was just time to announce who had won. And Rihanna Johnson, the current Miss Wisconsin at the time, came up on stage and talked about everything that the Miss America organization had done for her and helped her out so much. And it was then announced that we were rejoining the program, and that the new Miss Sparta would then go on to compete at Miss Wisconsin the following June. So it was an emotional roller coaster that night for me.
And you didn't know at all before then that you would be competing at Miss Wisconsin if you were to win.
Right. Yeah, we didn't. I mean, they had mentioned possibly coming back into the program eventually, but no one knew that it would be so soon, especially at this pageant. So.
At the very moment before you got crowned.
Right, yeah.
That must have been an exciting moment. Now, how was the pageant different than, you would say, a local Miss America organization pageant would be run? Was it any different?
It was actually very similar. When they pulled themselves out of the Miss America organization, the only thing that they changed was the lifestyle and fitness competition, because girls were uncomfortable with being in a swimsuit on stage. And so they wanted to get more girls to run for the pageant. So in order to do that, they figured cutting that part out would fix it. And instead, they added in a platform section. So each of us took 2 minutes to just have a speech about our platform and what we stood for, and that took the place of the swimsuit. But everything else was exactly the same.
The same. You just mentioned your community service platform. And everyone in the Miss America organization is required to have a community service platform, something that they promote throughout their year. What is your platform, Molly?
My platform is Be a Hero, Donate Life, and it's all about donating blood. My great-grandpa, he was diagnosed with leukemia in 2003, and ever since I was able to start donating blood, I did it for him because he received over 2.5 gallons of blood, I think, which, if you think about it, that's a lot of blood.
That is.
And I was trying to think about how I could give back, you know, return that favor to those donors who had done so for my grandpa. And so, yeah, that's kind of just how it got started, and it's really taken off since then.
What are some of the events that you've been able to be involved in as part of your platform?
I've mostly just been attending local blood drives in the area, whether it's actually donating or volunteering at those drives. I've been to almost every one that I could over the summer. I think I've even donated 3 times since I was crowned. So
it's pretty brave. I've never donated blood before because I am a little bit nervous about it. Is there any advice you would give to somebody who's maybe kind of nervous about donating blood?
Yeah, that's actually one of the things I'm trying to do with my platform, is try to help people overcome their fear, because I know fear of needles is a big problem with trying to get people to donate. But what I would suggest for someone who's afraid of needles is just to maybe bring some headphones, bring a book, do something to take your mind off of the needle in your arm.
What has been one of your favorite moments while promoting your platform?
I actually had a family friend who was having some problems with her pregnancy, and when she was in labor, she had to have a blood transfusion, and so did the baby. And she actually called me from the hospital and said, you know, I just can't thank you enough for what you do. And it just was such a rewarding feeling to know, you know, how much you're really helping people, and that really just shows. It just helps you realize how much good you're really doing.
How much of a difference you are making.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you have any upcoming events for your platform?
I don't anytime soon. In January, I think, is the next blood drive. But in the spring, Sparta High School is having a big school-wide blood drive, and I would really like to go and give a presentation there to try and inspire some of the students there to donate.
Now, having a platform just isn't the only part of community service that you do as a title holder. What are some of the other events you've been able to be involved in as Miss Sparta?
Well, the Miss America organization works very closely with Children's Miracle Network, so that has been a majority of the community service that I've been doing, is doing fundraisers and helping out. They have heroes, as you know, and our hero was a little girl named Emma, and she had, what did they say, half of a heart or something, you know, she had heart problems, and so we helped her raise money for that and helped her to get through.
All right. And now an exciting part of your year is being able to go to Miss Wisconsin. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back to talk about your trip to Miss Wisconsin.
Moving on up is Jefferson. This 6-month-old cat has a silly personality that'll brighten up any home. Meet Milo, a 10-month-old terrier hound mix. He loves to play just as much as he loves to cuddle. Well, you can't have Milo without Otis. This is Otis, Milo's brother. This lively guy plays very well with children. Last but not least is Grover. Grover has been here far too long. He's a wonderful cat that deserves a home of his own.
To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Welcome back. Now, Molly, like I said, you'll be competing at Miss Wisconsin in June. What are you most excited about coming up?